Red Sox and Dodgers on the brink of elimination. Beautiful. Let's talk about it.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Thursday, October 21st, 2021, and this is episode number 354. Barry on Deck, as always, Barry on Deck brought to you by the AP Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident, don't get bullied by the insurance companies. They're not out in protecting your best interest. That's what the AP Law Group is for. Give them a call, 713-913-GO-AP, or log on to aplawgroup.com. Hey, welcome to the program. Thank you guys for being here. Good times last night if you're an Astros fan, for a myriad of reasons. Dodgers lose, brink of elimination. Astros show up and show out. Leave no doubt after getting that big win in Game 4 on the road. Come back with another big win in Game 5. Now you just got to win 1 out of 2 at home. Easier said than done, especially with this pitching staff. Easier said than done, but doable. Very much doable. I think at this point, it's not even about pitching. It's just that Red Sox lineup is going to have to outscore the Astros lineup twice at home. We'll see how it goes. We're going to talk about that and more, I promise. Let me tweet out the show because, as always, I forget to do the Twitters. Talking Astros, Dodgers, Rockets opening night, NFL, much more. Yeah, sounds good. Why would you watch anything else? Why would you listen to anything else? It's all, well, don't do that. Don't do that. Come over here where it's nice and fun and the water's warm. I don't know why we have water involved, to be honest with you. It makes it kind of weird, doesn't it? All right. We are live. All right. And tweet. There you go. Hey, if you're watching this, go retweet that for you, boy. Go do that. I do such a bad job. By the way, I just wanted to show off the new digs. The Provo Kid rides again. I had to grab the shirt. Okay, I had to grab a shirt while I was in Provo, Utah. I like the shirt. I just needed a Provo, Utah shirt. All right, let's do this. We got a lot to get to. Let's get to the greatest decade in the history of the world, at least for the next 2 hours, and she is back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shelby back on top. First in the chat, first super chat, first like, first in your hearts, number 1 on your dial. It is the Shelbsters. Shelby, thank you for being the very first person to log into the chat and be here and message and being ready for the show. It's important that you guys are on time, okay? Just for no other reason than I freak out if no one's here, so. White Magic was very close. And his first message was first base is too easy. Well, okay. But Shelby was first in. Shelby, I appreciate that. Wallace was here. Joe Pro was early. Thank you all. Donna, my sweet Donna was in early. Let's do the whole chat. Let's get to the chat, shall we? Let's, because everybody's got, Terrence was early. Total Dallas was here. Alan and Steven Lil Uzi Vert was here. Who else? Keith Sager. John, by the way, loving the avatar, Johnny. Loving the avatar. Very cool, buddy. Keep that up. Uriel Villanueva. What's up, Walt? Mr. 1%, Chris Reyes is here. Aaron Little's in the building. I didn't know there was a secret thread on the Discord. It was brought to my attention today that there's which I thought was pretty cool. So you guys are doing your own thing there. CC's in the building. Rudolph, my man, with the message of the century. Hello, Jen. Hello. Who else is here? Aaron J. Bryant, AJB. What's up? G-Man, the original super chatter in the building. Drew, my dude. Good to see you. Me. What's up, memesters? Thanks for being here, sweetie. Glad to have you here. Who else is here? I just saw something fire off on my Twitter. Sorry. Who else? Christy! What's up, girl? Alex Villanueva is in the building. Philip Bernard is here. Philip, I hope to see you next week when I'm in Tulsa. I'm going to come by and say hi. 25 push-ups. I want to see it every day. Who's doing 25 push-ups? What's up, Eric Resenda? It's good to see you, buddy. Aaron Little is here. Ray, what's up, dude? TDP. Wait, why? Who's doing 25 push-ups? I have to do 25 push-ups? I don't even know if I could do 25 push-ups right now, to be honest with you. I don't know how many push-ups I could do. That's a good question. What's up, Perry? Good to see you. D-Mata is here. The gang's all here. Tracy! That Stank Sox did all the hitting to be tied. Total Dallas fundraiser. Oh, okay. Gotcha. What's up, Lisa? Hey, can I shout out to Lisa and to Jeremy Vinegar and to Dandy Dan for being early adopters of the sign up. I need to put this in the chat. But so the second, and what is this? Okay, I'm getting distracted. The second annual Barry on Deck Streamathon coming up this year. December 4th is the date. We have a firm, nice, hard, firm date. December 4th, we're going to try to raise $10,000. Last time we did $7,000. It's a lofty goal. I don't know how it's going to go. It may go well. It may not. No idea. But I'm trying to make this a yearly thing. Jerry Bowe had to bow out, unable to commit to it, but that's okay. We roll on. We go on. We move on. So, we're going to have to pick up his slack. I do need volunteers, man. It is so difficult to pull this off by myself. I have Jen. We had a great crew last time. We've got a steering committee of folks already involved, including Walt and Chris Householder and Penguin Katie. God damn it. Who I hope, by the way, is feeling better. Shout out and T's and P's to PK as she recovers. But I need volunteers to help. We're going to need folks that kind of do sponsorships. And listen, last year we raised over $7,000. Over $7,000. And that went to Bay Area Turning Point, a shelter for sexually and physically abused women and children and men. And then 10 local families who are, we worked in conjunction with Positive Black Male Association and found 10 families in need and bought those children of those families Christmas toys and paid a light bill so that the lights could stay on. We did a lot of good with our $7,000, which is why the goal is to get to $10,000 this time around. So I'm asking you guys to help me by simply volunteering at this time and then helping us make this a reality. So I'm going to put this in the chat. This is the link. You can click this form and go sign up. I also need to put it in the comments section. I don't know how to do that right now, but I will do it later. Oh, wait. Title and description. There we go. I'm going to put this right at the very top. Also in the description of this show, and then I'll go back and fix it in post. But there's the link to sign up. So, White Magic said I was going to volunteer, and then I remembered how undependable I was. I thought we all wished Justin congratulations yesterday on getting. Did some of you not wish Justin Swinford congratulations on getting engaged yesterday? Are we just going to do that every day from now on? Is that what we're doing? What's up, Frank? Good to see you, buddy. But shout out one more time. Congratulations one more time to my guy, my dude, my ace, Justin Swinford, on getting engaged. They're out in Denver right now. And hopefully, they'll let me marry him. That would be dope. So go fill out the form, go volunteer, help us do some good for some folks. And, I didn't know yesterday. Jeez. No, I wasn't a shot at you, Don. I was just saying in general. That's all. Just in general. All right, let's get to this roll. Let's get these headlines in. Come on, let's talk some sports. Here we go. Seahawks have picked up Jacob Eason from the Colts. Yeah, in your mind, you're going, who? Exactly. This is where they're at. No, okay, stop. Hold on. Time out. We're definitely not doing an engagement month, Christy. No, we're not doing an engagement week, Total Dallas. No. You guys are like those fans behind the at the Red Sox at Fenway when they were trying to do post game. You guys are just screaming random shit, and it's not allowed. None of that's allowed on this show. No, there's no engagement week, Wallace. No. God, no. All right, we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's get back to these headlines real quick. Teddy Bridgewater could be out for the Broncos at Cleveland on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be interesting if he doesn't play. You know, when you think about this game, you're like, well, you know what? Cleveland without Baker and no Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb banged up. That backfield could be bad. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm sliding in on some of that Broncos action. Jeff Bell got to be feeling pretty good. It's almost a guaranteed dub. And now Teddy Bridgewater could be out for that game as well. Got quad issues. Don't we all, Teddy? So be on the lookout for that. Also, the Packers have picked up Whitney Merciless. Yeah, the Packers have picked up Whitney Merciless. So it's good to see Mr. Merciless, a longtime dedicated Houston Texan fan favorite, now out in Green Bay chasing rings and doing things. Cliff Kingsbury could miss Sunday's game versus the Texans due to COVID. He's already missed 1 week because of COVID, and it could be lingering. It could happen. It could continue. So, not that I think that puts this game in jeopardy. Just a fact. Also, Zion reportedly, there was an article written about the offseason in the NBA. Zion, who plays at around 280-ish, I believe. Zion reportedly tipped the scales at over 300 pounds during the offseason. They said he was traveling with the team. And, he looked north of $3 billion, which on Zion, he's already a big chunky dude. Walking around at 280. So, I mean, 20 pounds is a lot, though. Now, on a body like his that's 280, like if I add 20 pounds, which I almost lost at 18 so far, it's pretty noticeable. If Zion adds 20, he's going to look thicker, but it's going to be more dispersed because he's got a lot more room to put it on his 6'8", 6'6" frame. Still not good, though. Still not good. And, you know, all the talk about being a big man and a big man and knee issues and feet issues and all those things, you would think he would really be focused on controlling his weight. But food is food is delicious. I get it. I splurged yesterday and got some new pizza in the area. It's awful, by the way. We'll talk about it in a second. So I don't think a lot of people are like, what? Zion 3 honeys, what? But, yeah, you gotta have more discipline. What's up, Ben? You gotta have more discipline. What's up, House? What's up, Mr. Handsome Tony Garza? Joe Pro, you gotta have more discipline if you are an athlete and a superstar. And you have millions and millions, and I mean, you have generational wealth on the line. Maybe mix in a salad, bro. Truck driver Pookie said, did I have the macaroni pizza? I forgot to get that. Oh, that was the DiGiorno one, right? I got to do that this weekend. I got to do them. No, we didn't have the macaroni pizza. Let's talk about the pizza. I don't usually anytime I get an advertisement in the mail, I can't stand unsolicited advertisement, whether it be on my phone or call, an email. Like spam emails infuriate me. absolutely infuriate me. I don't know why. I'm a little uptight. I'm a little wound up. But we got this thing in the mail as I was going. By the way, I check my mail like once every 2 weeks, so it's not I don't see a lot. But we got this thing in the mail. I don't even have it for Jets Pizza. It's over here off of Rayford Road. I live up here in Spring, and wow. Okay, White Magic House, you guys, easy. The rest of the chat and people that have never seen the show are going to be like, oh my God, it's so violent in their chat. Is it dead mom jokes? It's okay. Those guys, they've both had sex with each other's moms, so it's fine. Anyways, this place called Jets Pizza. I was like, you know what? This looks good. We always get the same. And don't judge me. Don't judge me. But like Nora and I will eat Little Caesars. It's fine. We'll eat Domino's. It's fine. We'll eat Papa John's. It's fine. Pizza Hut. We don't care. Pizza's pizza. It's whatevs. But we were like, let's just try something different. I saw the advertisement. I was like, you know what? Maybe it's good. Like we have a bunch of small little pizza places around here, like Marco's I've never had. There's another one. I don't know. Jets is good. There's one in Pearland, says Nick Gampo. So we got it. Now I tried something a little different. I was like, let's do the Detroit pizza. It's deep dish. It's rectangles and squares, and I was like, whatever. And then we got their Jets triple bread, cheesy breads, whatever the fuck. And then because I read the reviews, and all the reviews were like, oh my God, it's so good. Get the butter sauce. First of all, the butter sauce was disgusting. This is the bread, the cheese bread was ridiculously greasy. I might as well have just drank a quart of motor oil. It literally was just mozzarella on top of 10W30. It was so greasy, so oily. I was just like, we didn't eat any of the bread. We had like one each, and I was like, oh my God, my cholesterol just spiked. Just spiked. But as for the pizza, it was all right. It was all right. I mean, we'll go back to Pizza Hut and Domino's and stuff like that. It wasn't good enough. It was too greasy. There was nothing special about it. I'd much rather get a Papa John's and some breadsticks and just be good with that. Oh, Nick said I went once on a whim 4 or 5 years ago. Well, see, that's the thing. It's not, I didn't like it. That's an honest, if I liked it, I would come on and tell you guys, oh my God, Jets Pizza's the bomb. Go get it. Didn't do it for me. Didn't like it at all. Aaron said, I've never tried Mr. Jim's, but I've heard good things about it. There's a new one here. Has anyone tried it? No, I haven't. Don't even know what Mr. Jim's is, to be honest with you. Don't knock the pepperoni cheese stuffed crust pizza from Little Caesars for $6. Oh no, man. Little Caesars goes hard in the paint now. Okay. You can talk all that shit you want about Little Caesars, but it goes hard in the paint. I'm going to tell you what's difficult, though. Finding a good pizza place that has decent wings. That's the problem. Because I like to get wings with pizza for some reason. I don't know why. I just like to have a few wings with my pizza. And Nick said, forget Jets then. Screw them. Yeah, well, see. Joe Pro has some fatherly advice. Joe Pro's really good with the fatherly advice, by the way. The Joe Pro is a wise man. You guys can say what you want about Joe Pro. He is a wise man indeed. And he said, always give a restaurant 2 chances. Sometimes it's a bad night in the kitchen. Okay. Rev says Bucks has good wings. What is Bucks? Is that a pizza joint? Brothers is still my fave. Okay. Little Caesars goes hard on the heartburn. I'll tell you what Little Caesars has that's really good. If you're a dipping sauce connoisseur like myself, like I like Papa John's garlic butter and Papa John's cheese sauces. It's good with their breadsticks. It's the perfect match. By the way, I'll say this. No, we're talking about pizza joint wings, White Magic, not Pluckers, a pizza place that has good wings. Now, I'll say this. The sauces, it's kind of like the ketchups, right? Like I can't eat like Whataburger ketchup. I got to have Whataburger fries. McDonald's, I can't use Whataburger spicy ketchup with McDonald's French fries. I've talked about this in the past. There's some wiring. The synapses in my head won't allow me to cross condimate. Oh, now I'm just making up words. It won't allow me to cross condimate the ketchups with the French fries. You can't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. I don't put Jack in the Box hot sauce on a Taco Bell taco. I don't put Taco Bell hot sauce on a Jack in the Box taco. I don't use McDonald's ketchup on Burger King fries. You can't cross-pollinate you can't condimate like that. It's not okay. Oh, good, Justin. Travel safe, buddy. Now, the same is true for the dipping sauces. I can't use Papa John's cheese and a Little Caesar's breadstick. You gotta have to each their own. And I will say this though, if you are a dipping sauce connoisseur, such as I, Little Caesar's Buffalo Ranch sauce. Oh, so good. So good. I will put it on anything. Ass, breadsticks. It's amazing. By the way, don't put dipping sauce on ass if you're eating ass. That's not good for anybody. Okay. Brothers is your best bet for good pizza and wings. Is there a Brothers around here? I mean, never mind. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Brothers Pizza Parlor, Cypress, Houston. Yeah, there's no Brothers Pizza in my area. Wait. No, let's see. I got to zoom in, search this area. There's Brothers Pizza Express. Is that the same over off of Cypress Wood Drive? Is that the same? There's one. So is it Brothers Pizza Express? Is that the name? Okay, I'll have to check that out. 45 in Cypress Wood. You go, Alex. You go. Thank you, guys. All right, I'll make sure I go. I'll make sure I'll try that. I'll definitely give that a shot. I've done it in 29 years, Joe Pro. It ain't easy. What? I don't know what that is. Oh, that was something with Shelby. Okay. No Brothers in Spring. Okay. There's a Mini Brothers Pizza in the beer drive-thru. I don't know what the beer drive-thru is. Rooster's Wings on Roost Star. Okay, you guys are just making up things now. You're just making up things. Anyways, moral of the story. Jets Pizza. Pass. I mean, Joe Pro, I'll try it again. Probably not, though. Nora's not one of those people who are like, philosophically, we should try this again. She'd be like, that was gross. I won't do that again. It's greasy. No thanks. No thank you. So we probably won't get it again. That's just how we roll. All right, let's talk a little bit. What do we want to go first? Do we want to go juicy rumors or do we want to go MLB? I know I do too. I just had pizza last night, but now I want pizza and wings again. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk Astros. Let's talk Dodgers, Red Sox, Braves, all that. Both the Dodgers. Oh, we want to do rumors first? Okay. Terrence and Fidel want the rumors first. Okay, fine. Well, then this is going to suck for you because that means we got to talk Deshaun Watson trade rumors. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle stoking the flames and fires of the trade rumor mill, as is Mark Berman, old Scoops Berman over here. Stoking the rumor mill, saying, "Oh man, those rumors about Watson to Miami are heating up. It could happen this week. It could certainly happen before the trade deadline. Oh man." I saw a writer for, I don't know who it was, footballguys.com or whatever. And they were like, now look, guys, this isn't some blogger, okay? This isn't some rando blogger just making up rumors. This is John McClain. And if I'm going to listen to anybody in Houston, it's going to be John McClain. And I was like, well, then you don't know much about the Houston football media. Because everybody knows that John McClain is wrong more often than he's right. So it's not like John McClain, does he know people on the inside? Yes. Is he well respected? Yes. Should he be? Sure. But John McClain doesn't have a 90% success rate track record on rumors and predictions. But he's writing about it. And so he's got the national media buzz. Now, Berman is saying the same thing. And so you've got two of the prominent news breakers in the Houston market coming forward. I guarantee you they didn't collaborate or talk. They've got independent sources. And to be honest, it might be the same sources with inside the organization saying that a deal is imminent or close and it could happen this week, which it's now Thursday, or it could happen before the trade deadline, which is November 2nd. How's that? I'd listen to McClain on pizza and wings topics. Oh, 100%.
Lance says the same thing about his sources. Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm still never going to get the credit for breaking this story. And now you guys don't even know how angry that makes me. I was saying this back in February, and I'm never going to get the credit, and it bothers me to no end. John McClain doesn't know more than Berman or J-Row. Yeah. Well, you know, what you going to do? Tony Garza said I'd trust Berman first. Well, yeah, that's probably true, too. I think Berman tends to be a little more accurate with his predictions and scoops. And that's the thing. I don't think Berman is out here necessarily making predictions. What Berman wants to do is break news. He's not in the making predictions. And McClain is a writer, and he's got to do those things that are going to get clicks and readers, and sometimes that's prognostication and predictions and so forth and so on, because that's what people like. Regardless of what Jerome Solomon wants to tell you guys, as fans of sports, we love to read predictions, especially when they pump up our team. I want you to really consider that for a second. If someone predicts that your team, whoever that may be, the Browns or the Cowboys or the Texans or the Steelers or whoever it is, if they say, I think this team's going to win, you get a little endorphin rush. Cool. Someone's rocking with me on this. Someone feels the same way. We like to hear those things. And then when we don't hear those and they predict that they're going to lose, you get angry and you argue, but that's the beauty of sports before it happens. So yeah, we do like that. But their job is to get this information and get it out as quickly as possible. Now, Berman is better at that overall than John McClain. John McClain, I've probably does have the resume and the pedigree as far as connections and so forth. So at the end of the day, do I think this is going to happen? Yeah, I do think it's going to happen. Sorry, just got back as Watson gone. No, we were just talking about the rumor mill. Walt. I do think it's going to happen. Did I know when? No. But I pretty much told you where long time ago. And it's just a matter of when. Now, the crazy thing to me is that the Dolphins are acting so desperate at 1-5. At this point, if I'm the Miami Dolphins, the last thing I want to do is trade for Deshaun Watson now. What's the rush? You're already 1-5. Why not just shit the bed the rest of the way? You got a plethora of first-round picks. A plethora of first-round picks. And if you're picking inside the top 5, round after round, because you're so bad this year, and you could still trade for Deshaun Watson in the offseason, knowing that Houston's over a barrel, knowing they're not doing anything, knowing nobody else wants to deal with this. You get through a losing season through December as the Miami Dolphins. The season's over. You got until February when he's supposed to go to a grand jury or whatever for all these charges. As long as you get that trade done before February, you're golden. Ride out the season, be shitty, make a trade first week of the offseason, bring in Deshaun Watson, but now you got high draft picks for your slots along with Deshaun Watson. But if you bring him in now and he starts winning, that's just the logic of it to me. If I'm Miami now, if Miami started off 3-2, 4-2, 3-3, okay, all's not lost. You're 1-5, and is Tua the long-term answer? No. And exactly, Amos, think about how many weeks it's going to take him to get acclimated. It's going to take at least 2 to 3 more weeks. Plus, you got to buy. I mean, at that point, fuck it. Might as well just ride out a shitty season, get as high a draft picks as you can, trade for Deshaun Watson the very first week of the offseason, or maybe the last week of the season. Who cares? Get it done whenever the trade line, after the trade deadline, whenever it opens up. Get it done. I don't know. When do trades open up in the NFL after the season ends? Because that might not be, let's see. When can teams trade NFL offseason? NFL trade deadline executives guide to player transactions. February 23rd to March 9th, franchise and transition tags. Legal negotiation window ahead of free agency. New league year begins March 17th. Oh my God, just go away. I don't care. Let's see. I don't know when trading is allowed. Maybe you can't do it in February. NFL isn't letting Watson play until maybe next season after his suspension. I mean, they haven't put him on the exempt list. If they haven't done it yet, and maybe just because they know the Texans aren't going to try to play him. But if he's not on the exempt list, he can play. Deshaun Watson could start this week if he wanted to and the Texans wanted him to, but neither side wants him to. But right now, there are 0 restrictions on Deshaun Watson playing in the NFL. Technically, Deshaun Watson, if traded today, could start Sunday for the Dolphins. Technically. It would be up to the NFL at that point to go, whoa. We don't think this is a good idea. We're going to put him on the exempt list. Now he can't play, which is what the Dolphins are probably going, hey, what are you going to do with him? If we trade for this cat and try to salvage our season, are you going to sabotage that, NFL? Because if so, then just wait for the offseason. Ride this out. Get a higher draft pick. Wait until you can legally trade for that dude and then do it then. And again, at 1-5, it's going to take a hell of a comeback. They've got 9 games left. No, 10 games. 11 games left, excuse me. Right? 17-game season? Yeah. Let's assume that he goes 500 down the stretch or close to it. 6-5. You're 1-5 now. You're going to be 7-10. All you're doing is just messing up how high you're going to draft at that point. If he goes 6-5, and he's not going to play in all 11 games because we've already established he's going to have to get in, get the playbook, learn it. I mean, you're talking 2-3 weeks minimum. At least 2. So he's going to miss 2 more games. So now you're 2-6, 1-7. It just doesn't make sense. But what do I know? Dolphins want him. They're going to go get him. They think he's the savior. You go from a wild card to this, and I know they got a ton of picks in the first round. Good. But you blew up this team in 2019 to rebuild. And then you messed around and made the postseason when no one thought you would. You're 1-5. That rebuild ain't complete. Y'all believed in yourselves probably a little more than you should have last year, Miami. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it yet. But whatever. If Dolphins are going to trade picks for number 4, it doesn't matter where they draft. Am I missing something? So they have, how many picks do the Dolphins have this year? Let's see. Dolphins draft picks 2022. NFL mock draft. Dolphins get picked for return for Xavier. Picks by team. Here we go. Oh my God. The amount of people that just, oh my God. If I wanted your fucking pop-ups, I wouldn't have a pop-up blocker, you fucking assholes. Then you send me those stupid ass fucking ads. No one gives a shit. So Miami has, let's see. Round 1 from the 49ers. That's it? No. Round 2, round 3, round 4, round 4, round 5. No, they have way more than that. Alongside 4th round pick. Surely they have more than one pick. Hold on. I thought for sure they had like 3 picks. I could be wrong though. Let's see. Well, I'll have to find it. Dolphins draft picks. There used to be a site that would tell you exactly how many picks each team had. NFL draft tracker. That's not it. I can't find it now. I don't know. I thought they had 2 to 3 first round picks next year alone. Dolphins draft picks next 3 years. Yeah, they have the pick from San Francisco, their own pick to Philadelphia. What was that? Oh, they gave it up. Oh, I guess they do just have one pick next year. I for sure thought they had 2 or 3 first round picks. Interesting. Well, that does change the dynamic. So this was the offshoot of the move from 3 to 12 to 6, which of course only happened because the Dolphins had the 3rd overall pick from Houston from the Tunsil deal. Dolphins get a 2022 first round pick. Okay, so that's from 49ers to move from 3 to 12. Then gave up their own 2022 first round to Philadelphia to move back up to 6. That's okay. All right. Well, there goes that theory. I for sure, for some reason, thought they had 2 to 3 picks in the first round this year. Well, yeah, now it doesn't make sense. This past season they had, but maybe that's what I'm confusing it with. It doesn't make sense now because if they do good or not, that pick goes to Philly, so you might as well try to win now. But they need San Francisco to shit the bed. Interestingly, though, without a high pick, you wonder why the Texans would be in such a hurry now. Unless there's a 3-team deal, because that's the other part of the deal. So somebody was asking in the chat, does Tua, where does he land? Well, so some of the rumors are saying that Washington gets involved and wants Tua. You might need a 3rd team to get involved. I don't think the Texans want Tua, that's for sure. But you might need another team involved and more draft picks because what the Texans want at this point is collateral. They need and they want draft picks. And if the Dolphins have 1, which I thought it was 2 or 3, the Dolphins have 1 pick and it's not even their own because that belongs to Philly now. They have San Francisco's pick. It's not going to be a great pick. What are they? They'll probably finish middle of the pack somewhere. It's going to be interesting. Look, you might get one first round pick this year, one next year. You're going to get multiple first round picks. It's not all going to be in the same year, though. You're going to get a 2022, 2023, 2024. You can probably get a second this year. Yeah, it's going to be multiple years of multiple first round picks for Deshaun Watson. Plus a second or a fourth, or it's going to be a multitude of picks, which is also why you might need to get somebody like a third team or a Washington involved. What's up, Sandoval? Good to see you, buddy. So going to be interesting. Walt said the Texans, Watson, NFLPA, NFL are all in agreement that he shouldn't play until this scandal is dealt with. I don't know if you've had somebody that's told you that, but the Texans don't want him to play because it could mess with the value of Deshaun Watson. He doesn't want to play because he doesn't want to get hurt, and he doesn't want to be here. Watson wants to play football. I promise you that. Deshaun Watson, just based on this comment, doesn't believe he shouldn't be playing until the scandal is dealt with. He wants to play football. I promise you that. So I don't know if this is just an assumption or maybe somebody that you know told you that, but the Texans don't want him to play because they don't want to affect the value and because they know he's not going to be here long term, and he's established that he doesn't want to be here long term. There's no sense in trying to work on the field chemistry or anything else. What's up, Stephen Luther? So I think the Texans and maybe the NFL and the NFLPA feel that way, but I don't think the Texans and Watson feel that way at all. For that reason, for the scandal reason. I think it has more to do with football than it does the off-the-field issue for both Watson and the Texans. Now, the NFL probably would rather see this go away first. I don't know. The NFLPA wants him to get paid. That's their job. They probably want to be like, hey, nothing's been proven. As far as we're concerned, he's innocent until something happens. So why can't he play? D-Moss said, why don't they just sign Cam to a one-year deal? Who, the Dolphins? That tells you how bad Cam is right now. I'd bet nobody's in a hurry. NFL media types just got bored and regurgitated the same old rumors. I mean, you know, if John McClain, Mark Berman, and according to Nick or somebody else, Lance Zierlein, are all saying that where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, I guess I could fire off to my guy. Let me see. Let me shoot him a text real quick. There we go. We'll see what he says. What's up, Celio? Now, see, Celio says, if I'm the Texans, I call his bluff and make him play. You don't want to disrupt that long term. He doesn't want to play for this team. You got to remember that. You can't make him play. He'll just hold out. But they have a mutual agreement. But he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to play for this team. He said he would never play for this team again. So you can put him on the roster, but he's like, I'm not going in. I'm not suiting up. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So he's chosen not to play. If he was in Miami, would he play? I think so. I absolutely believe he would. Get those game checks. And I think the NFLPA would want that. But you got to understand there's different dynamics that Watson doesn't want to be here, doesn't want to play, doesn't value this organization or the people in charge of it anymore. Remember, he checked out before the scandal hit. You guys don't forget that. Watson was done before the scandal. So you got to keep that in mind. And The Texans had no choice and then wanted to move him, but thought they could convince him and hire David Culley to convince him to stay. And then the scandal hit and all hell broke loose. And that's when I was like, oh, well, we better not play him. So this Texans trading Watson thing has only softened a little bit recently. They were still convinced they could get him to stay. For a while, they were delusional. And that's the wild card wall. And I truly believe that as well, which is what I was saying earlier. If you're the Dolphins and that's what's going to happen, then what's the rush? Why get him now? Unless you think there's going to be other contenders. Unless you think the price is going to go up instead of down. But I do think that as well. And that's why I think it's a weird situation where if Miami's trying to improve, why are you trying to make this trade now? Maybe the NFL has said, look, if we hadn't put him on the exempt list, we're not going to do it. My source is telling me that he's going to Miami. It's a strange deal. I just flat out asked him, is Watson going to Miami this week? That's what I'm hearing. We'll see what happens now that the NFL and the NFLPA are going to do their thing. Yeah, the timing to me is the thing that I'm confused about. Because I agree with you, Walt. I agree with you 100%. That's why I'm like, what's happening here? Maybe everybody's just ready to put it behind them. Shit or get off the pot. All right, let's talk some Astros. That's enough. That's enough Deshaun Watson. To the rumor, by the way, if I didn't, I told you guys, but they're suggesting the third team involved might be Washington football team, and that's where he could end up. So I don't think he'll be a Texan. Tell your source to warn us if he goes to Philly. I don't think it's Philly. I told you guys back in February he wanted to be in Miami. That's where he wanted to go. Denver and fucking Philly and 1,000 other names were thrown out. So, all right, let's talk baseball. Let's talk Astros baseball. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all last night. Framber Valdez going 8 strong, manly innings. And really throwing filthy stuff all night. Box score. 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 93 pitches. Stanek comes in and pitches the 9th. How many of you were like, you know what, just let him go out there for the 9th inning? It's 93 pitches. Let him go out there for the 9th inning. Sorry, Christy. Christy said I asked earlier, can I please get a shoe check there? I am rocking my old school Stan Smiths today. This is my old schools. Yeah, just little cash day off. Nothing crazy. I love the Stan Smith, man. These are so comfortable. I've had this pair forever. And the navy, I have navy and green. And these are some of my favorite shoes for a myriad of reasons. But these shoes are so comfortable. I like the way they look. I think it's a good looking shoe. It's a comfortable shoe. It is a cost-effective shoe. There's nothing to hate. There's nothing to hate about this shoe, really. Unless you're just like an Adidas hater. But no, I'm rocking Stan Smiths today. Because it matches the blue motif. White Magic said it's a K-Swiss kind of day. White Magic, I saw some K-Swiss. Mimi, that's a good question. I should go get my running shoe for you. I'll pee in a second, Mimi. Put a pin in that. I'll bring my running shoe back because I swear by this shoe now. So I will go get it for you. I want you guys to see this running shoe. They don't pay me or nothing like that. Well, I love the Stan Smiths. I saw a K-Swiss the other day, White Magic. I think it was like the Gary V K-Swiss. It's called like the Entrepreneur or the Startup or whatever. It was black with gold, had a white sole, and it looked dope. And then I saw the inside and it's got a zipper. And I was like, no, I'm out on that. It looked like a broke-ass kangaroo shoe now. But it looked pretty dope. It looked pretty dope on the outside. But K-Swiss makes a good shoe too. I don't mind K-Swiss. See, that's the big thing about Fromber. That's the most important thing about Fromber going 8. Win or lose, Fromber going 8 was huge for the rest of this series simply because it gave this bullpen a chance to rest. Stanek, we talked about it yesterday on this very show. Stanek was probably going to be your closer. They had Presley up and warming. I still wouldn't have gone Presley in that situation before they scored the extra runs in the 9th. They got 2 extra. It was 7-1 going into the 9th inning. Astros score 2 more, make it 9-1. I still would have ran Stanek out there and sat Presley. Even at 7-1. And Stanek goes out, 1 inning, 17 pitches, no earnings, no hits, no Ks, just a good solid 17-pitch outing. Fromber giving up 3 hits and 1 earned run over 8 innings. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And folks, that's the frustrating part about Fromber Valdez. When you see his first outing, and then you see this, you're like, dude, you are so capable. Fromber is nasty when he wants to be nasty. Every time they would put a runner on, they would get you'd be like, double play right here. You just knew, ground ball, double play, here it goes. You just hope Altuve doesn't boot it. Can't spell Altuve without an E. At least lately. There's a couple E's in Jose Altuve. But that's the frustrating side of it is all these cats, Luis Garcia, Urquidy, you look at them and you go, man, you are filthy at times. What happens? And with Fromber, it's always been the knock that it's mental. It's between the ears. It's not stuff. He just doesn't, he loses focus. He doesn't concentrate or whatever. But when he's locked in, Fromber's nasty. And I know some of you are going to be like, see, Barry, they don't need an ace. Well, now hold on. Because as nasty as he is, he's not consistent. And that's what an ace is. An ace is consistently good. Fromber, ace stuff, potentially. It's just not consistent. It's rare. An ace will go out and shit the bed once out of every 8 starts. Fromber will go out 3 out of 5, 3 out of 8, 4 out of 8 and have a bad outing or look bad or struggle or go 4 innings. You're just like, what's going on? But boy, when you needed it, you got it. Unbelievable. And you got to give props to Jordan and the way he handled that lefty and Chris Sale. Didn't see that coming either. Chris Sale was absolutely disgusting against left-handed hitters. Disgusting. It's Randy Johnson-esque. That's what it reminds me of every time I watch Chris Sale pitch. I'm like, this is like watching a little skinnier version of Randy Johnson, a little shorter, skinnier version of him. It's like a dollar store Randy Johnson. And Jordan just out there flipping that bat, flipping the ball to left field, just going with the pitch. It's crazy. It was crazy. It was great to see. Somebody wrote an article, it was pretty interesting, that the Red Sox really haven't done shit ever since Erod pointed to his wrist in mocking Carlos Correa. Ever since that moment. And this was a Red Sox beat writer that wrote it. So, yeah. And that's why Cora was so mad. That's why Cora was like, what are you doing? No, do not give that team any reason to be angry. You saw that in the White Sox series. They accused them of cheating. How'd that go? Now you're mocking their celebration when you guys are doing your stupid laundry cart bullshit. Randy Johnson was here for a half a year. And then he went to Arizona. Red Sox, though, scuffling big time. I mean, I'm looking at the box score from last night. They had 3 hits. 2 of those was Devers. And then Vasquez got a hit. That's it. A total of 4 men reached base because Martinez drew a walk. But Kike Hernandez goes 0 for 4. Schwarber goes 0 for 4. Xander Bogaerts goes 0 for 4. JD Martinez was 0 for 1 with the walk. Renfroe 0 for 3. Verdugo 0 for 3. Arroyo 0 for 3. It's pretty disgusting. That's a bad night at the ballpark for a team trying to make it to a World Series. And this has been the problem with the Red Sox all year. They've been very hot or cold. When they're hot, that looks like one of the best lineups in baseball. But they're inconsistent. Kind of like the Astros pitching staff. They went 2 opposite directions in Game 5. But I tell you what, Game 4 was big. Game 5 was huge. Game 4, you thought, okay, all's not lost. It's like we won 2 at home, and then we just lose 3 on the road. That's to be expected. That's why it's a 2-3-2 series. That's why you have home field. No big deal. So you stole 1 back on the road. You felt good about that. In a very much, Christian Javier bullpen-esque game. But remember yesterday we talked about who's the MVP right now for this team in the ALCS. Well, shit. Who you got now? It can't be Frommer because of his other outing, but that was huge. Is it Kyle Tucker? I mean, he went 1 for 4. Alvarez the top of the order is finally hitting now. Altuve goes 1 for 4. Brantley 2 for 5. Alvarez goes 3 for 5. It was a great game, but it's not MVP-esque. Brian is saying Tucker. I don't know, man. There's so many guys. There's to me, there's no single standout other than maybe Christian Javier. Now, Eric Resendez has a good point. Maybe it's Yuli. What has Yuli done? I mean, he's hitting 474. That's pretty good. Maybe you just give it to Maldonado. Hey, good job handling the pitcher staff, buddy. Well done indeed. Yuli, he kills in Fenway. Yeah. Yep, he does. He does. It's not Dusty. BZH, Brian, you don't like Dusty's moves? You don't like, come on, fam. I got to say this about Dusty. He warmed up Presley, but didn't use him. Now, if you recall, Alex Cora, when they were up 2-1, started warming up Eovaldi. Astros get a home run from Jose Altuve, which makes it 2-2. And instead of sitting Eovaldi, Cora still throws him out there. Hey, you warmed him up. I don't want to waste him. But now you've got the warm-up and the game performance, and he lost. And the Astros lineup has seen him again now in recent memory. It backfired big time. So at least Dusty had the wherewithal to go, okay, 9-1. I don't need my closer again, even though he's been throwing him out there. But Game 4 was a must-win. You can make that argument. I'd still disagree with you, but you make that argument, and I'm like, cool. But, man, Boston's in a bad way. Got to go on the road and now win 2 in a row in Minute Maid. I mean, they got their ace going Friday, so that's a plus. They got their ace going, and he pitched his ass off in Game 2. We'll see. It's gonna be fun though. This is why I love baseball. So much fun. Even Joe Buck likes to. If the Astros win it, you have to look back. Correa gambling will finally crapping out. Or Cora. Yeah. I mean, Cora's made some bad choices in this series. And they brought up the light last night saying, You guys, that's not. Don't get caught up in that bullshit. Somebody was like, "Well, Jeff Passan's not going to write about the light." He's not. He's not. But I think there's a reasonable explanation for it. There's no reason to. Are you naive to think that maybe the Red Sox wouldn't throw somebody out there with a light? Absolutely they would. Absolutely they would. Should you just assume that? Not if you're an Astros fan. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. I saw somebody saying that they were blaming planes and whistling, and Fromber was going to the sweat on his forearm. That's fully legal, dumbasses. No one cheated last night. Literally no one. I mean, in that way. I will say this. Is there something to the Astros tipping their pitches? Because ever since Brent Strom pointed it out and said, look, I think we might be tipping our pitches. That guy across the dugout there, Alex Cora, one of the best, if not the best mind in baseball when it comes to finding tells. We talked about that. And ever since he pointed that out and they evaluated and maybe found them and said, okay, here's what we're doing different. Because what they'll do, by the way, if you don't know how they do it, what they'll do is in video, you'll take a pitcher's motion, okay? And you'll layer it. So you'll have, all right, here's a fastball from, this time, and this is what it looks like now. What are you doing differently? If it's the exact same motion, cool. But then what they'll do is they'll layer other pitches on top of that, which is how sometimes when you see, remember the one that most obvious was the glove high versus glove low was fastball versus breaking ball. So all you had to do was look out on the mound, and if he stopped up high, you knew you were going to get a fastball. If he dropped it down low, you knew you were going to get a breaking ball or whatever it was. Boy, that is huge advantage hitter, and that's not cheating. That's well within the realm of legal cheating in Major League Baseball. And Alex Cora was credited as being one of the guys that found that. So if they thought that, and the way that this pitching staff, as bad and not as great as they are, was getting hit, my goodness, maybe they figured it out. It sure is a coincidence that ever since he brought it up, Red Sox have been unable to do anything against this pitching staff. And that's the other thing, and that's a great point, Tony. Tony says of fluke grand slams. Yeah. You're not going to get grand slams every game. And if you go back and you look at those and you think, one, how bad Astros pitching was in those moments. I mean, if you just got to scrap out 3 or 4 or 5 runs, that's a whole different dynamic. Nick said, I heard someone say that MLB has people in the dugouts and all over the stadiums for this series. Not sure who said that. Oh, no doubt. 100%. 100. No doubt. What's up, Philip? Welcome back, buddy. That plane theory was great. I didn't even read it. I was like, oh my God, now we're saying they're using planes? Jesus. It's ridiculous. They're using planes now. They got Miss Cleo in the dugout. I like that Dusty wearing an Apple Watch was them cheating too. Oh, of course. Dusty doesn't even know how to use the Apple Watch. He's like, how do you send faxes on this thing? Is this? I guarantee you. Legal cheating. Never heard that before, but I like it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, such a thing. Legal cheating. Yeah. Sign stealing is cheating, but it's not illegal. It's not banned. It's not. It's only illegal if you use electronic means, but it's giving you a competitive advantage if you steal signs. So if I'm on second base and I see the catcher drop a 3-2-1-1-2-1-2, I'm like, oh, I know this. I can do the math. That's a fastball. If I put my left hand on my left knee, it's fastball. If I put my right hand on my right knee, it's a breaking ball. And the batter, all he's got to do is look at me, and he knows what's coming. That's cheating, but it's legal. But you can't go camera in the outfield, pick up the sign, doop, boop, beep, boop, boop, relay it, bang a trash can. Now you're using cameras and fucking walkie-talkies and video or whatever. That's all cheating. Apple Watches like the Red Sox did, or just video with certain cameras play certain ways. There were some that would say that they would have like a sign that people would just hold up. Like you just looked for that one sign. So there'd be a guy with binoculars, and he would read the signs from the catcher. And if he knew it was a fastball, he would just hold a sign up. That was like, go whoever. And if that guy saw that sign go up, he was like, all right, fastball. I know what's coming now. It happens all the time in baseball. All the time. So. But tipping pitches is not cheating. It's just smart baseball. Stealing signs is legal cheating. So. Thank you, Cisco. Love you, buddy. We'll see you later. Every like and share is needed and appreciated and desperately appreciated. Paul, what's up? He said, sorry, everyone. I didn't watch game 2 and 3, thus the Grand Slams. Now that I went back and watched the Astros win, you're welcome. Well, thank you, Paul. Very much appreciated. We have you to blame, and now we know it. What did you think about the light in center field? Just talked about that, Eric. I don't think it was a big deal. I think it was much ado about nothing. I think they saw it. It obviously wasn't helping. When did they see it? What inning did they see the light? Because Fromber retired the first 10 batters in a row. And if people were implying that it was the Astros, that's even more ridiculous. Do you honestly believe that they're going to let someone sit in that bar and fucking wave lights while the Astros are at the plate? The guy would be mauled and mobbed and murdered right there in the bar. They would drink his blood. They would make shots of his blood and be like, yeah, go Sox, or whatever the fuck. That was British, whatever. So there's no way that it was the Astros doing it. But I also don't believe that it was the Red Sox doing it either. Because if it was, they're terrible cheaters. You muster 3 hits and 1 earned run over 9 innings and you were fucking cheating for half the game? Come on, fam. What inning was it? Let's see. Red Sox, Astros, light, center field. Let's see when they say that it came out. Red Sox explanation for center field light during Astros game. Because the Red Sox have been busted illegally stealing signs. Alex Cora was part of the 17 sign stealing. Oh, fuck off, pop-ups. Although FS1 cameras showed what appeared to be a flashlight moving around, that's not what the umpires and managers were talking about at all. Astros Dusty Baker said it actually was a piece of reflective tape on the outfield wall, and Cora is the one who pointed it out to him. I know that Alex Cora had something about the light out in center, and then he came over to me and said it really wasn't a light. It wasn't in anybody's eyes or point of distraction. It was some reflective tape that somebody had put out there. So it wasn't even the light. There was something on the wall in center field. It looked like a light or whatever. Somebody noticed it in the dugout. It wasn't a big deal. But just to let them know that there wasn't there, I don't know if the hitter was able to see it or whatever. We just let them know. Again, and that was in what inning? It doesn't even say. But there's like a picture of them, I guess, looking for it. Because you got to remember now, the whole light thing, that was Fox speculating that that's what it was. Turns out, according to Cron.com, updated October 21st at 12:07. No, they didn't blame each other. They basically said there was no cheating. Like, he brought it to my attention. Well, they weren't blaming each other for cheating. They were saying there was no cheating at all going on, that it was just some reflective tape. Not a big deal. So, I mean, they showed the light and stuff like that, but it's whatevs. You don't get shut out that bad and look that bad at the plate if you're cheating. And I certainly don't think it was the Astros doing it on the road. Really? You'd have to be a fucking idiot to even think that the Astros would pull something like that off. They're going to use video feeds if they're going to do anything. They're going to be using a fucking flashlight in center field in a bar. Then why was the security people remove someone for that light? What was coming from? I don't think they removed anybody. I mean, I didn't hear that they removed anybody, but fact of the matter is both Dusty and Cora said it had nothing to do with the light out there, that there was some reflective tape that was causing a reflection off of the wall in center field. Like literally, I just read you the quote from Dusty Baker. So, quote, Astros manager Dusty Baker said it actually was a piece of reflective tape on the outfield wall, and Cora is the one who pointed it out to him. No accusations. I know that Alex Cora had said something about the light out in center, and then he came over to me and said it really wasn't a light. It wasn't in anybody's eyes or point of vision or distraction. It was some reflective tape that somebody had put out there. It looked like a light shining off the lights, but it didn't really see it. I didn't have the angle to see it. Cora pointed out the object to the umpires and to the Astros between innings. Everybody's like trying to make this something that it's not. It just wasn't a big fucking deal. And Cora said there was something in the wall in center. It looked like a light or whatever. Somebody noticed it in the dugout. It wasn't a big deal, but just to let them know that that was there. I didn't know if the hitter was able to see it or whatever, but we were just letting them know. So, whatevs. I'm scrolling back to watch. What name? Oh. So Red Sox are in trouble. They got their ace going on the road. I think the Astros, it's going to be a monumental collapse if they don't advance to the World Series at this point. A monumental collapse. On the other side of the slate, Dodgers shit in the bed, and they're in trouble. Because not only are they, I mean, everybody's got some injuries right now, but the Dodgers now lost Justin Turner for the remainder of the playoffs. And nobody's going to feel sorry for the Dodgers. No more Max Muncy, no more Justin Turner. That is a big, big part of their lineup. That is equivalent to losing like a Jose Altuve and a Carlos Correa for that Dodgers team. Oh, maybe Mookie Betts would be Altuve. But it's like, okay, it's like you losing like Correa and Yuli or something like that. It's a big blow to them for sure. Dodgers lose 9-2 at home, mind you. And it wasn't bad until the ninth inning. You felt like they maybe had a chance, but then they go out and give up 4 more in the ninth. And then it got out of hand. But they're on the brink now. And they still have 1 more at home. But they're down 3-1. They've got to win 3 in a row. Red Sox have to win 2 in a row. Now, fortunately for the Dodgers, 1 of those 3 is at home. Oh, by the way, Braves throwing their ace tonight, who has looked unhittable, filthy. Dodgers are in deep trouble. We very well may be looking at an Astros-Braves World Series. And let me just tell you, there's no feeling. There's no, like, I want, here's what I want. I really want an Astros-Dodgers World Series because I want the Astros to be able to beat the Dodgers again and be like, sorry, bitch, you lose again. But I also would just like to not see the Dodgers make the World Series to begin with. But if I had my choice, I would want the Astros to play the Dodgers in the World Series so that they could beat that ass and there's no excuses about cheating, just like what the Red Sox are dealing with. Would I have rather had this been the Yankees than the Red Sox? Absolutely. But I'll take it. This is revenge for 2018. But there's no, like, look, gone are the days of Bagwell and Biggio chasing sliders in the dirt from Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz. John Rocker. Those rivalry days, I don't even hate the Braves anymore. Back then, I hated the Braves. Now it just doesn't feel like, I think it would be a good series, but the sexy matchup is Dodgers-Braves. Dodgers-Astros. That's what I want. Also, wouldn't mind seeing the Dodgers get beat. So, take it either way. But that series could very well be over. Especially now with Turner gone. And the Braves aren't going to feel sorry for the Dodgers. They've been playing without Ronald Acuna Jr. for a while now. Their best player. So you're not going to get any sympathy from them. Astros are without Lance McCullers Jr. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for nobody. But that series could be over tonight. Very much could be over tonight. All right, let's do this. I'm going to take a quick break. I got to pee. Very quick break. I'm going to go grab my running shoes for Mimi. When we come back, we'll talk some Rockets basketball. We'll talk some NBA. We'll talk some college basketball. Hey, do you think that college basketball should skip March Madness and do their own thing? The big schools. Should they just say, forget the NCAA tournament, we're going to do our own? Well, one prominent head coach is suggesting that they do, so let's talk about that. Let's talk a little NBA. I also have a great video of Myles Garrett and Kyler Murray having a discussion. You're not going to want to miss that. It is absolutely hilarious. And I got some non-sports topics for you, including a weird phone that I'm not sure what I think about. I'm not sure what I think about it. A guy talks about the worst things he's seen in a theme park, including people banging their babies' heads on the bars on purpose on a roller coaster ride. We'll discuss that. A lot more. The most expensive McDonald's items in the world. All of that. Plus more right after this break. Do not go anywhere. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Stick around. I'll be back in 1 second. number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Those of you that did, those of you that didn't. Magnum Face said Yordan Alvarez is a Hall of Famer in the making. Boy, you ain't never lied. Dude is solid. Glad the Dodgers traded him, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, Yordan looking really good right about now. Power to all fields. Can hit the ball to all fields. Disciplined at the plate. Is not a true 3 outcome guy. A lot of guys like that end up just being a true 3 outcome guy, right? Home run, fly out, strikeout. That's it. Or walk. I guess true 3 outcomes is home run, walk, or strikeout. That is not the case with Yordan. He's an accomplished hitter for sure. You guys going to Dan's without me? Oh, you dang dirty dickheads. I was doing something at the break there. I was looking at Twitch Sports to see what's it looking like. If I was on Twitch right now instead of this stupid ass YouTube, what could I expect? And okay, I saw ESPN 97.5 has 64 people watching. That we're at 46, holding our own, all by ourselves. What's up, John Tucker? I was just seeing, like, what does it look like over there? Because I'll be honest with you, I'll be 100% honest with you. And Magnum Face, thank you for being here. You're a new name that I see in the chat. But my God, the growth on this platform is so fucking slow. It's stagnant. I just feel like there's no, and unless I run ads or some shit, this is just stagnant. So I'm really thinking about saying fuck YouTube and just moving to Twitch full time. I don't know how that affects the numbers long term, but I just feel like there's got to be more growth over there because I can get myself like Sports Riot right now. Sports Riot is in this Twitch Sports Accelerator program. We get opportunities for the front page. We get all this shit. I get none of that over here. None of that. Yeah, that is Shelby's husband, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Mr. Tuck. Old Tuck job. So I'm seriously thinking about saying fuck YouTube and just moving to Twitch full time. I can't watch Twitch at work, though. Why not? Keith said I can watch Twitch with my phone off. Keith, you could do that with YouTube Premium. I can finally get rid of YouTube Premium. See? Yeah. Look, I'll be honest with you. With Twitch Sports, they pay us a month while you're in the program. That would be great too. Okay. Yeah, need more DraftKings winnings for sure. All right, let's do this. So I promised you, Mimi, is Mimi still here or did she bounce? Did she last this long? It's 3:35. She may have to have left. But Mimi asked in the chat, dirty. Mimi had asked about my running shoes. What running shoes do I use? Now, I had ran. Oh, Mimi. So I have ran in Asics. I have ran in Nike. I had what was the other one I had? I had one other shoe that I ran in. And then I was talking to Joel back when I was still doing radio, and we were talking about these shoes, these Hoka 1-1s. This is my running shoe. I love this shoe so much. This shoe is amazing. Well, hey, Magnum, we talked about that. We spent like 30, 40 minutes on there. I hate that you're late, buddy, but yeah, you can rewind. Yeah, we spent a ton of time on there. So we won't go back and rehash it because I think everybody got sick of me talking about it. But this is my running shoe. This is a Hoka, and this sumbitch is like running on air. First of all, it's light as a feather. Second of all, I got fat feet, so it's a nice wide shoe. The only complaint that I have about this shoe, one, I think it's a good looking shoe. It holds up well, but the sole can be a little well, it gets torn up easy. I mean, it's soft, but that's partly why it feels so light. I mean, it almost feels like paper. This stuff like almost tears off. It's so, you can see it's just, but this will be the only shoes that I run in from now on, especially now that I'm running more and more often and doing 5 miles at a time and shit. These are outstanding. So these are the Hoka 1-1 Ironmans, but Hoka makes a lot of good running shoes. Highly recommend you check them out. What's up, Flip? What's up, Frank? $3. What is that? Ultra Boost. I ran in those too. Here's the problem though, CC. For me, I don't know. I like the width. Like the Ultra Boosts were comfy. They're super comfy. But man, this shoe with the shape of it, like you can see that it kind of bends like that too, which is really good for running. There's just a lot to love about this shoe. The support, that sole, that's all sole, that thickness. It's like fucking high heel running shoes. Landon, what's up? Landon said, watching now. Forgot I'm on mountain time zone sometimes. Always nice to be here. What's up, homie? Thank you for being here, Landon. Welcome to the program. I was just sitting here showing running shoes. Are they expensive? The Hoka 1-1 Ironman, I don't know. Let's see. Hoka 1-1 Ironman. Forget what I paid. Oh. Yeah, they're a little. Let's see. The Mach 4 is out. I don't even know if they have the 1-1 Ironman. They're $300 on eBay, but don't buy the eBay ones. There's one. Now, here's the Hoka 1-1. That's $130 on Hoka. Yeah, not bad. $130. That's for the Mach 4. So I think it just depends. I don't remember what I paid for those, but it was worth every penny. I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to lie. No, I don't run in my Jordans. And someone said Air Max 95s. I wouldn't run in an Air Max. You couldn't pay me to run in an Air Max. Hell no. Great looking shoes. Love all my Air Maxes, but I ain't running in them. No way. Programming note, 11 a.m. tomorrow. Sorry for shouting. Yes. Tomorrow, don't forget, we're an early show because I shoot TV in the afternoon. 11 to 1 tomorrow. 11 to 1. Yeah, Mimi said that's about average for a running shoe. Yeah, about a 130. You get what you pay for. I'll tell you that much. What's up, Robert? Good to see you, homie. Thanks for being here. Late, but I made it. Listen, you're never late if you're here. You're only late if you don't show up. Actually, you're just a dick if you don't show up. It's not about being late. I appreciate anyone and everyone that shows up for this stupid ass show. I'll tell you that much. It's all melted already. What? Oh, the snow. Yeah, that sucks. All right, let's go. $5 Freaky Friday. Yeah, well, I don't know about freaky. I don't know about that. All right, let's do this. So let's get to, do we want sports or non-sports? We've done a lot of sports. I did want to talk about this, though, because I kind of want you guys' opinion on this. So Bob Huggins, notoriously grumpy man, head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers men's college basketball team, part of the Big 12. And during Media Day on Wednesday, Huggins advocated for many of the upper echelon schools throughout college basketball to break away from the NCAA and form their own tournament in order to earn a greater share of the profits. Kind of piggybacking off of what we're hearing happening. Oh, today is 3 Hour Thursday. You're right, D-Mata. We are going to do a third hour. Fuck it. Let's go. I didn't plan on it. We'll do it. I don't give a shit. I ain't scared. Yeah, it is 3 Hour Thursday. So for you on the Patreon, you're going to get that third hour today. Good looking out, D-Mata. No kin to Andy Huggins, Joe Pro. Not akin to Andy Huggins at all. But Bob Huggins suggesting that the upper echelon and the elite of the college basketball world break off, do their own thing, screw the NCAA tournament, screw March Madness in that way. We're going to go. And his beef was, look, all these Cinderella schools, all these small little one-off colleges that are making the tournament with the 64th seed or they're a 16 seed or whatever. He's like, they're putting 400 people in a gym. We're putting 14,000 in a gym. We don't need that. He's got a point. But I think the vast majority of college basketball fans love the pageantry of March Madness, love the Cinderella stories of March Madness, and love the idea and opportunity for an upset in March Madness. And I think if you just took all the upper echelon schools and excluded all of these smaller, I don't know what the right word is, but if you excluded them, it takes away the luster and the beauty of what March Madness represents. March Madness means that a team like U of H can go in, and I understand they're good, but, they're not drawing 14,000 like West Virginia or some of these other schools, Kentucky, Duke, stuff like that, North Carolina. So you give these smaller schools and the people that watch want to see that. They want to see, oh my gosh, could you imagine if an 8 seed makes it all the way to the Final Four, or a 16 upsets a 1 or a 15 or a 2, or all the time you'll see a 12 seed win in the first round. That's the fun to us, the average person watching. Bob Huggins, sure. Sounds to me like you just are mad because you have a chance to lose to a shitty school, which I'm sure he doesn't think that way. It's a loser's mentality. And I don't think he thinks that way, but somebody just said it. It's elitist. That's what it is. But what's different now is because people will say, oh, well, what's the difference in the SEC saying, fuck, we can just do our own tournament. We don't need anybody else. Super conferences. We don't need anybody else. We don't need the NCAA and their dumb bowls or whatever. We'll do it ourselves. What's the difference? The difference, I think, is the product. I don't think people care about seeing Alabama play, I don't know, Boise State. Well, that's probably not a good one because no one cares about watching Alabama play Texas Tech. No one cares. No one cares about watching Alabama play New Mexico State. But in basketball parlance, boy, a small team like that, you get one good player on a basketball team, a small basketball team like New Mexico. If New Mexico gets one blue chipper, they're automatically a threat. It's just 5 guys on the floor at one time. So that's why the thought of an upset is a real tangible thing in college basketball, because it only takes one good player to turn the tide and possibly go in and lead a team to some pretty cool Cinderella story type stuff that doesn't exist in football. You don't just get one good player. It takes a lot. So I think it's 2 different products. It's 2 different things. And I just think Bob Huggins is being a selfish prick about this. I think he's way off. Magnum said G League is killing college basketball. College basketball is killing itself. College basketball is eating its young. It's not going to survive unless it. And what do you do though? How do you force these kids to stick around? They got a chance to go make millions. And nobody says that about college baseball, right? College baseball, no one gives a shit about college baseball. A lot of these kids go sign a 7-figure deal as a signing bonus and make $22,000 a year after that, but they're playing baseball and there's a path to the big leagues now. I think they got to figure something out. The NBA doesn't care. I'm sure they would like to see these kids develop a little bit more, but they want the stars in as quickly as they can get them. Because every year that they're playing college basketball and not playing in the NBA, it's one less year they're going to have in their career in the NBA. And if they're superstars, they want them there. Can you imagine if LeBron would have had to go play in the NBA for 4 years before he joined? Go play college for 4 years before he joined the NBA? No thanks. So, I don't know what the answer is. I don't think the G League is the problem. I think it's now with this NIL, college basketball has a shot. Now with this name, image, likeness thing that ball players can go out and make money, there's a much better chance of getting these guys to stick around beyond their freshman year in college. I'm not saying it's a great one because if they're a superstar, as soon as they can leave, they're leaving. Because no NIL deal that a kid's going to get is going to match what he could make in the NBA, period. But it certainly can help, especially some of those fringe players who might be really good where they're at. Maybe in the NBA, they're late second round pick, but they're the big man on campus wherever they are. New Mexico State, Arizona, whatever it is. I'm just throwing out random names here. But see, that's the thing. So Walt says change the rule back to either go straight to the NBA or stay 2 years. That allows NCAA to have NCAA stars. But why does you're saying the NCAA should make that rule? Okay. How about this, Walt? How about all the money that's being made by the NCAA in these tournaments and these schools? Maybe you pull that together and pay the teams and the players that make it to the tournament. And I know that just makes it professional basketball at this point, but it's not. You got to figure out something. Because that's also part of the problem with me not being a college basketball fan. Is when I watch college football, there's a lot of talent on the field that I know is going to be playing at the next level. So I'm watching good football depending on who I'm watching. Even if you're watching some of the best teams in college basketball, maybe one guy on that field, on the court is NBA worthy, much less a superstar. Think about that. Once you get out of the top 15 slots in the draft in the first round, it's all just dudes after that. And I know we've argued about this a million times. But there are hundreds of basketball teams. They ain't all putting at least one NBA level guy out there. Some of them don't have any. They're still good basketball teams. But that's part of the problem is it's like, okay, I got to watch a bunch of dudes who are never going to do anything more than this, run up and down the court just getting shatted on by a superstar who's going to be playing at the next level. It's just a weird, I just don't think the product is as good as college football from a quality standpoint because of that. Most of these guys are trying to help their families. They want to go make money. Yeah, that's why. Oh, yeah. LeBron would have made some schools' athletic departments $1 billion company. And what would that have gotten him? Nothing. What about Baylor, Kansas, Houston in the Big 12 without Texas and OU? Great basketball programs, not in a P5 money. That's always the weird thing is you can realign for basketball versus football. I don't think they will. I mean, if they're jumping ship in football to the SEC, they're gonna stay in the SEC basketball wise too, because it's still a good conference for basketball. But I think the Big 12 is better off in basketball than they are football. Not better off, but they're still okay. Even though they're losing OU and Texas in basketball, not football. But football is the cash cow. So, I don't think that this is the answer, what Bob Huggins is suggesting. I think you have to figure out a way to put some bread in the pocket of the players, enough to incentivize them to stay a little longer in college. Or maybe like Walt is saying, just look, you can choose one or the other. If you're going to play college, you're going to play for a couple years. You'll still make money. It ain't going to be NBA money, but we'll still make sure we put some bread in your pocket. Or just go to the NBA and forego. But then you're going to have guys that screw themselves because they're like, well, I'd rather take my chances on the millions in the NBA. And now you can't go to college. It's a difficult thing, man. It's not as easy or as cut and dry as you might think it should be or would be. Did Bob Huggins lose to a Cinderella school? Why does he care? It feels like it, right? I watched for the name on the front, not the back. Okay. That's good. Just interesting they would bring that up at the media day. This is his quote. They're doing it in football. Why wouldn't they do it? The presidents and athletic directors that have all the juice, why wouldn't they do it? Makes no sense why they wouldn't do it. I think it's more why wouldn't they than why would they? And then the other people, they can have their own tournament. Those Cinderella schools are putting 200 people at best in their gym. We're putting 14,000. He's such a dick. I mean, he is such a dick. God. Could you imagine having to live with that dude? Be around that grumpy ass old man all the time? Bob Saban and Nick Huggins. Just grumpy ass old dudes, man. I doubt West Virginia gets 14,000. That's true. Let's see. West Virginia. Oh, shit. What am I doing? West Virginia basketball attendance. Oh, breaking. West Virginia plans to increase capacity at its Coliseum. West Virginia and its Department of Intercollegiate Athletic increased capacity to 2,800 spectators, beginning with the Mountaineers men's basketball game on February 13th. With the overall capacity limited to 2,800, there will not be a public sale of tickets for men's basketball. That must be COVID related. That can't be what their arena holds. Yeah, that's got to be COVID related. West Virginia announces attendance increase. Just want to see the. Oh, here we go. West Virginia Coliseum capacity 14,000. So I guess so. That's got to be, yeah. That was for sure a COVID thing where they were only allowed to have so many seats. So their attendance records. Top crowds at the Coliseum, 16,000, 15. Last time they are, the most recent of their records was 2011. They drew 15,000. Okay. That surprises me a little bit. Magnum said I can relate to Huggins because he's a heavy drinker. That's about it. Is he? That's why he's so grumpy. I'm going to tell you right now, when I had to quit drinking for a couple of months for 30 days because I was overdoing it, I was grumpy. I was depressed. My whole world was collapsing in on me. I was like, man, I got to stop this shit. Maybe somebody's just tell Bob Huggins to stop drinking. Stop being a alky, bro. I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me. All right, it's 3:55. It's his time, sirs and madams, to call it. So, in the third hour of the show, if you're not on Patreon, you're not going to get access to the third hour. Actually, you know what? Before we bounce, let me just tell you guys about Dan's Seafood and Wings real quick. If you love seafood and you want some of the best in the city of Houston, in H-Town, hands down. I don't know if they deliver across the country, so I don't know if I can get it to you in the mountain zone or the East Coast, wherever you're watching from. But if you're in Houston and you absolutely want the best seafood in the city of Houston, make your way over to Dan's Seafood and Wings. 2 locations for you. One on the southeast side on South Gessner, one on the northeast side on Uvalde. Menus are the same at both locations, and the food is amazing. It's divine. It's delicious. Every single deckhead, and there has been a lot of you that have gone to Dan's, have absolutely loved it. So if you have not tried it yet, I implore you, I beg you, and I insist you make your way over to Dan's and try it. Go to eatatdans.com is the website, at eatatdans on Instagram. Either way, it's like food porn. It's amazing. And we were talking earlier about wings and pizza. Let me tell you what, Dan's wings over at Dan's Seafood and Wings hold up. Ask Amos. He said they're good, they're crispy, they're delish. You're going to try it. Everything made fresh. Everything's delicious, whether it's the boiled spicy shrimp to the lo mein and everything in between. Give it a shot. It's Dan's Seafood and Wings. Put some Dan's in your mouth. All right. Time to bounce. Shout out to AP Law Group for sponsoring this show. If you've been injured in an accident, call them. Maybe they can't help you, but they can refer you to somebody. Just don't get bullied by the insurance companies. That's stupid. That's dumb. 713-913-GO-AP. That's the AP Law Group. What is the, how do we get the third hour site? Is it linked to post? Yes. So I post the link to the third hour in Patreon and on the Discord. It takes me about 5 minutes to go create it, and then I post it there. So if you're on the Patreon, you're going to get it. And I've still got plenty to talk about. I haven't burned through all the show topics, even though I forgot it's 3 hour thing. So we're going to do it. So let's do it. We'll do an AMA and everything else. Joel, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. We'll see you over there in the third hour. Ray, we'll see you over there, buddy. For those of you that were new to the program, thank you. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for notifications. We do this every single day from 2 to 4, except on Fridays. It's 11 to 1. So we'll see you tomorrow at 11. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until tomorrow, or until I see you in the third hour. Then these 3 favors. You see the sign. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. See y'all later. Making a YouTube video!